Well, I'm back again. Got another story to share with you. This story happened between about 1986 to 1991. I lived in Jackpot, Nevada. I had two daughters, and one was very young, about 4 or 5, and the other one was approximately 11. And I was married. I had needed a piece of furniture for some time, and we found a recycled one, we'll put it that way, and it was like new. And I could not believe that somebody actually had left a new mattress to be recycled. So I took it home. It was already clean, but I cleaned it again and put it on the bed. Later, I noticed that I'd be sleeping during the day because my husband worked days and I worked nights. When he'd come home, he would walk into the bedroom, change, and go back out. And I'd still be asleep. So one day, something hit the foot of my bed, and it woke me up, because I was kind of in a twilight mode, because I knew he was coming home. And I opened my eyes, and he wasn't there. And I thought, oh, well, maybe I imagined it. And this continued for probably a couple of months. And I realized I was feeling something hit that bed, and it would get stronger. And sometimes the hits were pretty hard. But I got up, and the kids weren't there. They weren't playing a joke on me, and he hadn't come home. And I was very tired from no sleep and night work. And I just shined it on, let it go. The following summer, we moved to Arkansas. Took all of our furniture and went down. And I'd lived with my folks for about a year, and then I bought some property, and we moved out on it, and I took my furniture. Well, nothing had hit my bed for over a year, and all of a sudden this activity started up again. And I realized that it must be associated with that bed, because it wasn't happening before I got it. And when I was at my parents' house, I did not sleep on that bed. I slept on a different one. And now that I had that bed back, it was happening again. Well, it never frightened me. I mean, really, it happened so much that I just didn't pay any attention to it, because I didn't know what it was, and I was too tired from working to try to figure it out. But all of a sudden, something started jumping on the foot of my bed. I would feel it jump up there, and I'd look down real quick, but there was nothing there. It was always at the foot of the bed, never at the side, never at the top. And I knew there was something going on. And I thought, well, if it doesn't get any worse than this, I'll just let it be. So one day, I was laying on the bed, a very hot summer day, and I was spread eagle all over the bed, so I'd be cool. And I'd close my eyes, and I was laying there with my eyes shut, but I wasn't asleep, and I felt something jump up on the foot of the bed. And I thought, aha, I'm going to see what this is. I'm going to open my eyes so fast that I'll have to see whatever it is. But I waited, because this was getting to where it would jump on my bed more than once. and all of a sudden it jumped up to about my knee. No, I wasn't going to open my eyes yet because it was coming closer. So I laid there. The next jump, it jumped right between my legs at the crotch. I threw my eyes open and looked down. There was nothing there. And I didn't like that. I come out of that bed like I was on fire. I thought, you know what? I think this might possibly be getting too intimate now. So I'm going to get rid of this. And I took the mattress off the bed and I took it down to the hollow. Kind of was a dump we used. And I burned it. And I never had any more problems with that mattress, but what I was thinking, we weren't far from a very large metal electrical line that went through the valley. High voltage, very high. And I thought, well, maybe whatever that was getting energy from that high voltage and was manifesting a little bit more and getting stronger, which could have been. But we moved back to Idaho because I didn't want to stay there. And my daughter was almost 11 then, the youngest one. And we bought a house up here in Idaho, and I was sitting out on the back porch with her one day, not long after we had moved, maybe a couple of weeks. And she said, I never liked that place down in Arkansas. And I said, well, why? Because it was a very pretty place. We were in the woods, and we had about 5 acres that we'd cleared off. And she said, well, I always felt something jump on my bed at night, and I could never see it. And I didn't know what it was. And when she said that, the hair on the back of my neck went up, and I go, oh my gosh, this thing was starting to mess with my family. And I was so glad that I had terminated that manifestation that was going on. Whatever it was, I don't know. But I doubt if in the end it would have been anything too great. And I kept talking to my daughter. I said, what else did you have happen to you down there? And she said, well, when we lived in the house with Grandma, I didn't like my window, and I didn't like the closet, because for some reason I was scared something was going to come out of it. And she said she kept having this dream. Now, mind you, she was about 5 years old then, that she was seeing people in a ballroom, which was actually a large room in between my room and her room. She was on one side of it, and I was on the other. And she said there were people dancing in it, and I don't know who they were. And I asked her what kind of clothes they had on. And the way she described it, it was like colonial clothing. But the thing that really got me, I was having the exact same dream that she described. And I was walking through these people dancing, and they were turning to look at me, but they were all in slow motion. It was weird, and I was moving through them. And I could hear their voices talking, but it didn't match their mouths, and they were in slow motion. I don't know if they all were aware of me, or if whatever time they were in, they were aware of something. Maybe they couldn't see what it was. But Arkansas was very haunted in the area that we were in. It was Eureka Springs. There was limestone all over. The Crescent Hotel set in town. A cave system, like one of the biggest cave systems there was just honeycombing under those mountains. And, This entity stayed with me for 5 years, and it took a long time to get stronger. But I know for a fact that things you cannot see exist, and they can manifest. They can manifest out of thin air. They can be brought into your home and objects. So don't laugh at things like this. It may not ever happen to you, but it does happen. So remember what I'm telling you, because I'm trying to give you information. And that's all for today, so I'll let you go. Have a good evening. Bye.